My name is Dr. Martin Blondell. I've been in the practice of psychiatric medicine for 27 years. In that time, I've seen over 500 patients. But when I was referred the case of Robert Cillians, I knew it was a case that I had never seen before. You were telling me about your brother Carl. Please continue.
Well, when we were young, we loved Matchbox cars. I think we play with them every day.
Your dad called today. He said he talked to one of the Marine doctors. They say Carl's doing very well. They're going to ship him back to the States next week.
That's good.
I was hoping that you'd feel better by now. Carl's going to lead a very full life.
As full a life as someone can lead with only one leg, you mean?
You keep saying that, but I don't understand how you can feel that way.
Because it's my fault. That's why.
I know he's your brother, but I don't understand why you're taking this so personally. Why so much guilt?
Look, my brother only joined the Marines because I suggested it. And I only suggested it because I wanted to feel superior. I didn't want him going to business school, too. If I kept my mouth shut, he'd have 2 good legs right now.
So, what was Robert like in school?
Bob was very intense. He was the type that could not be second best.
Well, I didn't know Bob in school, but he seemed like a perfectly normal guy. And that's why all this is so baffling.
Well, he's still got a big bat, so somebody's gonna pick him up.
Yeah, but he is such a liability. Why would you even want that on your team? Bob, you've never talked about your brother. Why is that?
Truth is, I terrorized him when we were kids. I don't want to remember how many times I beat the crap out of him. Hell, I even took his favorite Matchbox car. Never did give it back, either.
Oh, well, I'm sure it couldn't have been too bad. He always looked up to you. He wanted to do whatever you were doing.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I brainwashed him. Whatever I did, he wanted to do. Whatever I told him to do, he did. He never would have joined the Marines and ended up in Iraq if I didn't suggest it.
Look, I didn't know you two back then, but he once told me he wanted to be a Marine.
I don't believe that for a minute. You should have gone to business school like I did.
Business school? That's silly, Bob. He didn't have the grades you did. He couldn't have gotten into Wharton. Business school is the last place you'd want to be. Why can't you see that? I think you just need to give yourself a break, man.
loved it. I know.
Apparently.
We're always having this conversation.
I wanted to stay.
Did you guys want a salad? Does anybody want that?
No, thank you.
I'll
I'm
take
all right.
that.
Great, thank you very
Lacey, the lasagna is great. Did you make it yourself?
No, I hear you can get a pretty stiff prison sentence for poisoning your friends these days. I got it at Schmidt's.
Oh, I love that place. Have you tried their chicken sausage?
Pretty much. I think I've tried all of their prepared foods in lieu of actually cooking.
Hey, Bob, have you been there? They have a great wine selection.
Afraid not.
So, what do you know about wines anyways?
Well, I may not know much about those fancy bottled wines, but when it comes to the boxed wines, I'm your man.
So what did you think when you'd heard what happened?
At first, I refused to believe it. How could anybody do such a thing?
It was like they were talking about somebody else.
Did something happen? What's wrong?
No, nothing. I just needed to get out for a while. He's getting worse.
The other day, I caught him cutting himself with a razor. He keeps saying he's gonna fix himself. Can you believe it? I remember when Bob and I first met. Our first date. He took me to Brown Jug Pizza. Before we even ordered our first slice of pizza, I knew I was gonna sleep with him. I learned something about myself that night that I didn't want to admit. I'm not as strong and independent as I would like to believe. I thought I was like you, Mandy, but I'm not. I need to be with somebody strong. I need someone to take care of me.
So, Robert, do you have any regrets?
No. I don't. I had a problem, and I fixed it. Now, I feel better.
Well, I guess that's enough for today. We could pick this up again tomorrow.
Okay, Doc.